Alright. Oh, that's not too loud. Let's see. 7 is a little too much. I'm gonna go until I lose probably 4 credits to buy some time. Alright. Somehow this feels very nostalgic. I don't know why. I never played Pac-Man on the arcade, so I couldn't tell you. Might be a little too loud. Hold on. Anyway, does this need any explanation? It's Pac-Man. And it might be over. Or not, wow. Yeah, we're just gonna play this arcade original until I don't know, get bored and decide to move on to the next console, next system, next port of Pac-Man. Sup, bro? Oh my god. Yeah, it's a nice, cool little evening. See how many credits I can waste for moving on. Because I've noticed, usually, I'm not just waiting for my usual friend to pop up, but people do start to come in if you give it a little moment, especially on streams. Nice. Let me go. There's no pausing on arcades, I don't think. But no, I haven't seen the anime. I can't pause. I'm gonna pause this way. I just want to hear the audio. Yeah, unless you're big and like established, people aren't really gonna be joining in. Usually when I see somebody I know streaming or something, it's because I open the app and I happen to see my description box or something like that. Otherwise, I'll never know. So take a moment, talk, I guess. This is going to be another one of those long streams of me just playing every version of Pac-Man I can think of. Not every version. Some consoles I kind of just want to put on hold for now. Yeah, shit's kind of loud. That should be fine. Like I said, I've noticed more people show up later in the stream. I guess they kind of see it afterwards, or like, maybe, I don't know. Can't expect everybody to be opening their YouTube apps at the exact same time I stream, so. Fine. Oh, almost. We got about 7 credits, and it's about like 10,000 points. I got a new pack. Sound effects getting faster, or is that just me? Horny ass achievements. Is there a Pac-Man movie? I know there was a Pixels movie. Not a Pac-Man movie. Never saw it, because why would you? Adam Sandler's not funny. Shit. Alright, 6 more credits. Like 2 more. Thought I got an extra pack. Man. What the hell happened with that? Yeah, I know. Riveting gameplay. It's Pac-Man. I can try to get different game modes. Just, I wanted to avoid stuff like Miss Pac-Man. Keep in with the theme. Damn. You're not gonna have to wait long for me to switch consoles. Seeing the extent of my skills right now. Yeah, I was a big Pac-Man player. I was more of a Mario player. I don't even remember where I played Pac-Man from. Must have been the NES. I know that's got a port of it. You know what? It wasn't the NES. I did have Pac-Man World on PlayStation. I played it that way. I didn't know Pac-Man World has a little minigame thing where you can actually play the original Pac-Man. That's how I played this. I didn't even see that. Thought it was done. Oh, okay. I don't know. The ghosts are pretty stupid, to be honest with you. I'm gonna watch this just to pad out stream time. Yeah, it feels like we're getting faster. I think there is difficulty in this. Gotta be it. But yeah, they're morphing back pretty quickly. They're not staying dark forever. Oh, dang, where's my extra life? Oh yeah, that's like easy, less than 5 seconds of, I guess, knockdown. That sucks. Why is it so difficult all of a sudden? It's only level 2. But yeah, 1 more credit. And moving on. I'd be, well, out of like 20 out of like 50 consoles, I'm gonna be skipping about 10 of those, as far as Pac-Man goes. I know it can be super boring. Watch the same game over and over again, but we've done it before. Nothing new. Look at that, it's not even 2 seconds of them being blue. Some of these achievements are real corny, though, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these achievement devs really thought they were onto something, but I'll tell you right now, not really. Got that, it's got that millennial humor writing to it, sometimes. Oh, you can hear it, this is super fast. Yeah, as soon as you grab it, they're already turning back. That Okay. I'll take it. My fault. Oh, you can hear the dots speeding up too. I'm sweating so much playing this. What the hell happened there? Saw that. We can probably get away with it now. Not really. What the fuck happened to my 2 other lives? Whatever, one more. I believe Midway was the original distributor. Maybe in the US, I think. I know Namco made this game. It was a difficult story. The one guy that made it looked at a pizza. But yeah, you don't have to delete the message. I get the point. Why did I do that? People might think you're saying something else. I'm not gonna lose on turn 1, am I? Of course not. Well, at the very least, all these ports are gonna look somewhat different. Horribly or good, or better than the arcade. And considering Atari is alphabetically first, we're gonna be seeing the worst type of shit imaginable first. I'm already getting headaches from listening to this. I can only imagine how bad Atari is gonna be. Well, did this to myself. Or not. Thinking back, I really didn't do anything even remotely close to an intro, but it's fine. This is Pac-Man, like I said. I'm pretty sure everybody can get the memo. Not enough time. Why did I do that? It's all points. It's all extra points. Doesn't matter. $500 points. That's terrible. What are you timing me for? What was that? Oh, I got an extra pack. The thing I never noticed before because it wasn't showing up. That didn't last long at all. Just now realizing Pac-Man hasn't been in, like, anything since forever. I like how everybody still plays Mario. Nobody plays a Pac-Man game anymore. What are we doing? Come on now. catching up too. Getting my eyes imprinted with the sight of this maze. We were playing that game. You saw them switching around. Gotcha. Not today. Do they think I'm stupid? This isn't the Atari 2600 AI. I got this. Look at that screen bug. What the fuck is that? Alright. Never seen that. Well, we're definitely going faster, but seems a little easier than before. Thought. Wait, can they not go through that? Yeah, we're not that bad. We're doing pretty good. Sound effect is killing me, but we're doing pretty good. Never mind. I'm gonna need to lay down after this stream. It's gonna be 2 hours of pure pellet eating. Give me that. I should have gone up. Oh well. Alright, time to switch. My ears are bleeding. 5. There you go. I gotta remember, little beeps are fucking loud, so. Alright, let's see. Arcade. I'm not playing on the arcade anymore. Do I want to save the Atari Pac-Man for last? I want to do it now so I can suffer later. I'm gonna skip around. ColecoVision is there. Commodore 64. Nah. You know what? Why not? Let's say USA, Europe, sure. "20 minutes of playing arcade Pac-Man. Crazy. You know, 1983, that's like 1 year after the original? I don't know. What the hell is F1? Never mind. Oh my god. This sounds terrible. And not in a bad Atari way, this just sounds terrible in a... What is this slowdown, like... Ugh. Good evening. This is... Pac-Man on the Commodore 64. What does it sound like when I pick up a cherry? Yeah, that was weak. Oh shit. it's unique. Sound effects are unique, but they're not too pretty. But hey, I like the map. Yeah, this is one of those new consoles, or I should say, new personal computers that I got for my game collection. I got some other stuff, not just games, but when it comes to personal computers like this from back in the day, there's a lot of software for those, because there were computers, so... Shit. It's not as responsive as the arcade. Oh, my ear! Let me know if it's too loud, or if I'm too loud, and I'll fix it. Holy shit. But yeah, that name reminds me, I have a Steins Gate game I want to play, but I don't know if I want to do it on stream. These noises are really killing me. You did miss. It was 20 minutes of us playing on the arcade original. I started with that because it's the original. I think I did that unconsciously on purpose, just so I can stop suffering. Hey, this version's not super bad. It just feels different enough. You know what I mean? But yeah, it probably does have... Commodore probably has Doom in it. Doom's not that old, but it is not that hard to play. Oh, listen to those overlapping noises. That's terrible. There's a reason I wanted to skip the Atari game for now. Mind you, you would have played this on like a... You probably wouldn't have had a third-party controller. You would have had... Or a controller. Back then, you would have joysticks. Like the old Atari joystick. Yeah, get me out of here. Please. I really like the port. I'll do like one more round, but this is painful a little bit. My actual ears are ringing. What was I saying? Yeah, you would have had to play that on a keyboard. Obviously, it's a computer, but even in the beginning you saw you'd have to press F1 to play, F5 to change difficulty. Yeah, joystick with a button, usually a big red button. Later on you get like better joysticks. You know, like trying to emulate like a pilot joystick or stick. You know what I mean? Alright, well, let's go down alphabetically because that coincidentally ends with the PlayStation, so I can play Pac-Man World and leave it at that. Well, let's all suffer together with the Atari 5200 looks just like the Commodore 64 version, so we're gonna go all the way back to the 2600 so I can die in the game. No, we're skipping Miss Pac-Man. There's enough Pac-Man games to where I don't really need to play Miss Pac-Man. There's even Junior Pac-Man, but I'm gonna skip that too. I think I only played Miss Pac-Man on a local arcade, like maybe once or twice because they had it. I preferred playing Galaga in the arcade though. So, one of these times, my screen's gonna crash, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. There you go. I hope you can see this monstrosity that's on my screen right now. Let's talk for a bit while I check the screen. We're getting old, and if you got issues with like, what's the word? Get issues with flashing lights, I would suggest you look away from the screen until we're done playing the shitty Atari version. Just a heads up. Okay, that's enough of that. Assuming the volume is terrible, you tell me anyway. Alright, let's hit the one button on our Atari. Oh my... Yeah, have you ever wondered why the video game market crashed? Well, this is it. Turn that even more down. I can't imagine being happy with this. Christmas night, 19 something something. And all the ghosts come out at once. Okay, we're turning that down even more. Yeah, I played this for the novelty a few times before, but let's see if I can beat a stage. I don't think I want to, though. The dots don't even make sense. The pellets, or whatever the fuck you want to call this. I like how at some point I said I gotta stop cussing at the beginning of the 10-minute video mark. But then I stopped caring about what I say on camera. Oh man. One day I'll play Pokemon on stream. He looked the same exact color as the blue, so I didn't know. Okay. Great. I did try, but it didn't turn out very well on stream, so I gave up on that idea. If you were ever wondering. Not that you were, but anybody. You know what I mean? So many game ideas. This was originally going to be just me playing one version of Pac-Man on a super very old, like, I think it was the first console ever made. I believe. You can fact check me when we get to it. That's bullshit. Holy colors, man. One more go. But I figured it wouldn't have taken very long for me to get bored or frustrated, so why not play every Pac-Man that I can think of and have personally? So inconsistent. Look at that, it's so inconsistent. That's what I get for thinking too much. These noises are gonna make me blow up because of the frequency. It's so bad. Like I'm touching the pellet, but it's not registering. Okay, let's get out of here. My wooden CRT or whatever TV from like 1960 doesn't make me feel any better. I don't know what song is playing in the background, but I hope it's enjoyable. I haven't added anything new to the list. It's all the same soundtracks from the same, like, 5 games, maybe. The Atari 5200 is the same exact garbage as the Commodore 64. I'm gonna skip that. There's the ColecoVision, which is a bit better than that, so I'm gonna skip that too. Copyright? Well, these are some game soundtracks. They don't have, I know they don't have copyright. They also don't have vocals, so that helps even more in my favor. Plus, it's not Square Enix or some other bullshit like, I don't know, John Williams. It's not copyrighted to all hell and back. Thankfully. But if you do want to use Persona music, a lot of people do. That's kind of like a big trend that was going on years ago. Just pick songs without any vocals in them. And if you do get one, it's probably bogus bullshit, a copyright claim. Nothing you can do about that, so. Like when they try to copyright me for Persona 3 tracks from the remake, even though I didn't get them from the remake. You know what I mean? That's a whole different topic. Alright, come on screen. This console is older than all of us here combined, so. Holy shit. What am I looking at? I believe the Fairchild F was the first home console. This is 1977, it says so down there. I believe this one was a homebrew, if I remember correctly. I'm glad I'm looking at this now, so I didn't have to mess up later. What am I set? That's probably why it looks like shit. Alright. And it had a controller that was just a stick you held in your hand with a button on the top of it. And that was it. I think this is a homebrew of Pac-Man. I just kind of wanted to see what it would look like on this. And it certainly looks, you know? Yeah, there's no sound effects, there's nothing here. What the hell is this? Did I break the game? What? I think I broke the game. That's normal. Okay, moving on. This is why you test games before you stream, so we're not sitting here with this. Not trying to figure it out while I'm mid-stream and then waste everybody's time. Back to... What's it called? June S? Back to that you go. Thank you for the confetti, I guess. I can try a different version. I don't know which one of these actually works. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, try to be entertaining for everybody. I did have a screen where it didn't just say "be right back," but I don't have it mapped to a number, so. Oh my god! Holy shit! Hold on, you gotta listen to this. Holy crap! My ears. How loud is this? I got version 2 point something. I looked at the homebrew. This was made in This was made in like 2004, so you know, good job to whoever made it, but why would you want to play this on the first home console or home video system? Because they weren't video games back then. Oh, my ears. They were video entertainment. Games weren't a thing digitally back then. And I guess the version's not done because there's no ghost. Can I still break the game? No. Oh, nice. Fixed it. And we've seen this before. I think it's the same process. What people would do back then is crunch the screen and have like a big old UI or HUD. Because, you know, the bigger the screen for the game, you know, the more memory it takes. It's kind of like resolutions nowadays. Obviously, the bigger your monitor, the more shit it takes when you put the game resolution that big. Holy epilepsy warning. That's why it helps so much if your game is, you know, running poorly to lower the resolution in game. Okay, well, there's not much to this. So, we're gonna move on to the next Pac-Man. I want them all to be different enough. Ugh. We're also on Twitch, mind you. One of these days, I'm gonna skip the Intellivision. It looks different enough, but you know what? Look at the Intellivision, why not? Around the time of the Atari, Intellivision had At the controller, it looks like a phone. With the num keys, pad, whatever. Let's try that. Did it have a year? No, I don't see one. On the cover. Oh well. Yeah, Twitch is there just because... Why not? It's a chance to grow audience. Even if there is no audience yet, you know, some people might stumble upon it. Pac-Man, so like 1 or 2 players. How do I open the numpad? There we go. How do I use the numpad? Is the question. No. 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 How do I use this? How do I go? How do I make the game go? No. You don't actually want me to press 1, do you? Is that gonna affect my... I don't have anything mapped to 1. What if I just press 1 real quick? Let's see, scroll lock. No, that doesn't work. Well, you don't have games with like a phone roller map to it. Press a button. Something. No. None of the face buttons do anything. None of that. Start. Help. Work. Left and right. Nothing. If I press E. Enter. Clear. 0. 1. Ah, the numbers. Okay, well, we're skipping the Intellivision. This is one of those games I guess just doesn't run if I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So. Sucks. Suck right now. Alright, the MSX. It's an 8-bit console. And it certainly looks pretty good. MSX has got like this really unique color to it for all the games. It's like there's not much in terms of like detail or outlines, but it is got some pretty colors, kind of like the NES, although the NES obviously has more detail to it. Also pretty washed out in the NES. I know you can't see it, but I don't really care. Getting off topic here, so let's go to the MSX. Very underrated 8-bit like home computer for video entertainment. I guess at that time it would have been video games finally, but we're talking about like 1980, 85 maybe. Or 83, okay. Alright. When Namco was still doing Namcot. Let's go. I think the keyboard for the MSX did come with like a little pad. You can see it on the right. Hope I'm not covering it. But you can also buy a controller or thing that came with it. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, this looks and sounds pretty good. The original MSX isn't all that pretty, to be honest with you. Like I said, the colors are really nice on it. But it also sounds really good. It's super low, actually. I don't know what the hell happened. But yeah. Kind of blended in with the blues. Anyway. I don't know. Said you were older, so... kind of assumed you'd know about this. I'm just playing. Nobody knew about this. That's the point. Not because it's bad. Just you're not Japanese, so... let me rephrase that. You're not Japanese from like 1980, 81. It's a shame, but then again, the West had a lot of personal computers, so at the same time, we had this in a way. It just wasn't as innovative or, I guess, fun. Oh wow, that sucks. That was a little short. One more time. Yeah, that's why we're here, actually. To play everything we missed out on. Partly. I played half the stuff I play on here, so it's also does not apply. But you get the point. Hell, if I had PC CD-ROMs, it'd be much more complete. Because I also had a Windows XP system back in my childhood days. And I had a lot of CD-ROMs that came with games and shit. But again, that was kind of the standard, you know. PC ports were given up to a certain point. This is an 8-bit port, so it is pretty similar to the NES version. Maybe saturation, not so much the color and the detail. Like the ghosts have more detail in the NES version, of course. But it's still the same, like, bits. Yeah, like I was gonna save it for when I bought, procured, acquired, some Disney interactive games that I used to play. We were on the topic. And I had the versions on the PS1, but I also had them on the PC. I remember clearly, one of the downtown malls having a kiosk of like Disney employees giving out, I guess selling, Disney interactive games for the PC. You know, and I love like the CD cases and stuff like that. Why the PS1 has some of the best box arts or just boxes overall, in my opinion. I think early CD gaming is one of the best, apart from like cartridge gaming. But yeah, floppy disks. Got me on that one. But yeah, I'll play them on the PlayStation one. I do remember playing a few. I remember having a disc for Bug's Life. That didn't work, so I don't even know what the game looks like. I just know I had the disc. That didn't work. But it's certainly something I'll do at some point. I remember playing a lot of Toy Story game. I think it was 2. You're like Buzz going around the house and everything and just doing stuff, I guess. Then there was a Tarzan game. Which, if it has any semblance of Phil Collins music, then I'll probably play it immediately, but I don't think so. We're doing pretty well, surprisingly. It's one of those things where either I'm yapping unconsciously and I'm playing, peak multitasking. Either it goes well or it goes wrong. Sometimes I have no clue what happens in some games that I play. But right now, we're killing it. And this is good. We're not... I get the arcade thing too. But the ghost's leg, ant leg comes off. This is good. We're not, quitting on the game right away because it's not really going anywhere. No sound effect on that. Brute. Pac-Man. Well, that's not too bad. Make a yellow cake. Take a piece out. You're done. Hell, you'd be recreating the creation of Pac-Man just on a cake. That wasn't on purpose. Unless you want to be super realistic and get the super hyper-realistic Pac-Man from the American artworks. Do that. Alright, it's time to move on a little bit. The next console. System. Computer. Whatever. Making it like the level is pretty unique, though. Can't imagine... what will be the word? Glazing, frosting every single line for every... pipes? I don't know what it is. Every line, every curve. It's gotta be... what a meticulous work put in. The PC98 version looks pretty similar to base Pac-Man that we all know and love. A little scrunched up, but that's fine. Skip that. Let's hit up the Famicom disk system, which is just a Famicom with more memory and save data capability. Talk about floppy disk. Well, these are more of diskettes. They're not really floppy. It's different. It sucks that when I change the screen, it takes like 5 seconds to actually hook onto the audio of whatever. It sucks. You didn't get to hear the little beep at the beginning. Oh man, that's the Pac-Man I've seen before. That little NES intro. No, this is a disk system. Same thing, like I said. Oh yeah, you had the ghost names and everything too. I think does the PlayStation, does Pac-Man World use the NES version? Because I remember seeing the same exact like intro screen. I could have just played on the NES because I did have one. I don't know. But yeah, I'd give you like the ghost names. That was pretty cool. I didn't get to read them. We'll read them when we die in the game. But 10 years after the original. That's crazy. Don't remember it sounding like this though, but I do remember the washed out colors and all that. Anyway, must have been nice crafting cakes and all that. Of course, I have a better time eating said baked goods. But it must be fun regardless. And yeah, playing Pac-Man on the arcade must have been a hell of a thing. I'll say the MSX version has a bit better sound to it. No, you don't. Those might not be as close to the NES. I can try it for like one round, maybe. And I'm ruling out the possibility that it could just be me and the hardware, but I would hope so, because I've tested and I've gone through everything over and over again. I remember in Metroid I have a problem where the game was running at a choppy frame rate for some reason, but I fixed it with VSync. That'd be pretty downtrodden if it was still like an issue or something that I had to deal with now. Yeah, the game runs pretty well. It's really just the sound. It feels like it's slowed down a little. I could just be wrong though, I don't know. Obviously I'm not gonna... I don't think I have a Pac-Man on disc-based systems by the PlayStation, but I would avoid those anyway because I'm on Twitch and that takes up extra CPU or GPU that I would need for playing the game. Oh, you got me. Okay. Just cross-check with the NES version. That great Famicom graphics. I love that title. I don't know, it's something about the shading and Famicom, like, sprites that just looks really good. I guess they're nicknames. This is a Japanese-only system, so... Of course they have... That's Pinky. They'll have Japanese names and nicknames. Let's move on. We can always... Well, the handhelds are in the way. Thinking, do I care about the Game Boy? The Game Boy Advance just has the classic NES collection, so I'm not gonna do that. I'll skip the Game Boy Color for reasons we'll get to later. Yeah, because of the audio hooking in, you didn't get to hear the Game Boy beep. That sucks. Oh well. This is kind of the same thing as the Game Boy Color. Obviously, it's a zoomed in screen, but with color, obviously. I can't imagine a game that requires color being played well like this. Maybe it would have helped like a different type of screen. I know you can change the color maybe. On the Game Boy, it wasn't just like olive monochrome, you know, you did have black and white, you had other single colors. It was monochrome. But it wasn't just black and white, that's kind of my point. Well, the game looks good. And the audio is decent for what it is. And yeah, it's on a lot. I skipped a couple, but it's on a lot. And I might not have a few disc systems because, you know, space is an issue. So yeah. Some don't even have this version of Pac-Man. Some have other Pac-Man games. Like I said, the Game Boy Advance just has an NES port because of the classic collection or whatever those are called, like Namco collections or whatever. Nice when they keep the little screens like this. Like the dancing ladies from, or just Russian dancers from the Tengen Tetris. Adds a little bit of charm. They come out immediately. I don't even wait. I'm not that even good at Pac-Man. I don't play Pac-Man since I was a child. But I guess that's the charm in it. It's so simple, anybody can play it. I'll enjoy it, because that's... You've seen how normally we play games here, so... Just be glad it's not a shooter. Or a platformer. Yeah, it's getting faster now. It's kept that difficulty spike. It's not as bad as the arcade, though. Yep. Saw it coming, but I had to do it. What is this, like 6? Why am I doing this? Actually, I wasn't expecting to do this well on a Game Boy of all things. I don't know why I stopped right there. I thought the guy was gonna go the other way, but whatever. Get it. Alright. That was pretty good. Good port. They can have that. So. We're skipping the GameCube. N64, that's Miss Pac-Man. And the NES, I am curious. The US version. Got the same thing at the top that the Famicom version had. But it could just be me. And the music and the sound has always been like that. I just don't remember. What I'll do is, oh god, screen. What I'll do is I'll just check like somebody else playing, just in case I ever had like issues like that. Just to make sure it's not me. There was one game we played, I forgot what it was. Where the sound just, or the game itself is just super slow. And then watching other people play, it's like, oh, that's just how the game is. That's not my fault. And immediately feel a lot better about myself. Okay, it sounds warped here too, so I guess it's just the way it is. Maybe? I'll have to look it up and cross-check the NES versions. That was weird. Why did Pac-Man seem to move a little bit faster there? Anyway, what kind of game issues do you have besides having to record on your phone the most important parts of the most random important parts of a story game? Okay, well, it feels like he just moves faster when eating the big pellets, so I'm gonna chalk it up to that. Leave it at that for now. But I'm certainly gonna look it up, just in case. Yeah, the game I was talking about was Altered Beast on the Master System. It actually does run that terribly. I thought it was just me, you know, doing something wrong. Well, games are fine. I think it's just, it's super low volume. I had to turn it up all the way just to hear something. But it's only been an issue in the last, with the last two, old games. Yeah, with Altered Beast, I looked up that specific Master System version, and that's really just how the game plays for the Master System. But so far, I guess the MSX has had probably the best version I've played. Best port. I'll get the high score and lose. I'd be happy with just that. Never mind. As a Thursday, I can probably come up with a fun lineup for the weekend. Leave Fatal Frame for like the actual weekend and have, I don't know, good old game Friday. It's Hardy night. You want me to die? Already suffering with these chiptunes. Got one more. It's like the 7800. I can probably stomach it. I could also try the Atari Jaguar, but there's so many little games that I want to kind of save it for individual showcases. Okay. Be anything worse than that one ghost in my face. Thankfully. Let's move on. Yeah, we can hold it for Saturday. Sunday will be... Sunday could just be another console night. What did we play last time? Dreamcast? I think. I guess Nintendo. Or, yeah, Sony, probably. I don't know. Play some of the games we played before and give them a second chance. Or any game I already know. I like to repeat things. Green are we on? Anyway, Game Gear. Favorite. Gotta make do with this loading screen while... or black screen while the actual game comes up. Okay. 1990. A great little system that failed. Because it took more energy than a data center. Oh, I was hitting the wrong button. I hope I didn't break something. I was hitting X, or the times a symbol on my numpad. Okay, well, this doesn't look too bad. It's got a little bit of scrolling action, but it's not as zoomed in as the Game Boy version. This one's just scrolling vertically. And it's got the hood on top of the actual game, which odd decision to make by Sega or Namcot. Shit. Hey, that noise is pretty good. Had a little bit of echo going to it. This is a pretty good port. Technically. Yeah, you're lucky I'm on I'm on live chat, otherwise I never would have seen you saying or fixing that eye. Not that it matters. I get what you mean. Sometimes I don't even see comments on my own content because I gotta go to on the whatchamacallit dashboard. Gotta go to community, comments, gotta search by new, not top comments, or you're never gonna see certain things. I think the YouTube AI hides certain comments because they think it's like harmful or like negative. Even though it's just like, you know, a curse word or something stupid. Anyway. They're pretty lucky. I didn't have a handheld until the Nintendo DS Lite. I guess I just had consoles, which I guess is lucky in and of itself, but different markets. Different games, really. Yeah, that's probably why I haven't grown on here any more than I should have, but like I said, I reach a point where I kind of just don't care, and I just want to be, true to my roots and my, what do you call it? Shit. True to my inspirations as a quote-unquote let's player. That's even still a thing. Vernacularly. Alright, well, that was pretty good. I like the Game Gear. I was gonna say Master System. I like the Game Gear. A couple games I want to play too on it. I just never really caught the time to sit down, but they're on my list of backlog games. So. I also really like Game Boy Color, specifically because it was where I played Pokemon Crystal on. I also played the trading card game. I think I played too many Game Boy Color games. Oh well. Played much more of Game Boy Advance games, that's for sure. That was my whole intro to not playing on the native hardware on my phone. Okay, we're reaching the end of things, so I'm gonna skip. This is a homebrew, it's a Dojin. Yep. I skip the actual computers like the Sharp X6800. But they do have like unofficial Pac-Man ports. The PC98, but I'm still gonna skip it. We got the Neo Geo Pocket Color, and then we're gonna end it off with Pac-Man Worlds because I love Pac-Man World. I have an SP. Game Boy SP. It's sitting in a drawer right now, right next to me. It has some really, really good shelf life, or yeah, battery life too. I haven't plugged it in or done anything to it, but if I were to take it out right now, it'd probably still turn on. I gotta say the same thing about the 3DS. It still works, and it's my version of 3DS is the same one when it first came out, the original black, like tiny 3DS. Nice glossy look to it. And it still works. You can turn it on after like years and it'll still work. That's great. Fortunately, I have no use for it because I have everything right here on my screen. So. Yes, Neo Geo Pocket Color with the typical no music on the intro. Let's fix that. Oh man, this crunched up audio, this is not that bad. It's a little better than the NES audio. And zoomed in, this is kind of like the Game Gear version, it's just a little bit more zoomed in. Oh, I still have most of my 3DS games and stuff like that in the box too. But I also had digital games on the 3DS, so it's hard to collect that. All I've done is just take my saves, my saves from my original 3DS onto here, so I can just have it. Did a video of showing off my Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate save file. It's a long story with that, but I guess you can watch that if you want to. Only game I have for the Game Boy Advance is Pokemon Emerald. That's kind of why I bought it for. I think I even got a link cable that's sitting around somewhere. I'll have to check. But I bought that like a few years ago. It's nothing old, so whatever. It's fucking fast. What is going on? Yeah, I love Monster Hunter. It's just... I think the series is over for me. That's fine. Good things come to an end. One day I'll play 4 again. I don't think I ever beat it properly. I did buy it when it came out on the 3DS. 3 was just so good, I just had to get 4, and it delivered. And then some. It was just that great. I also have, like, in my PS4 era, a lot of my streams were just Monster Hunter World. That's all I did. I didn't even have to speak. I just streamed me hunting. Stupidly. I like to think I'm pretty good at hunting. At least I'm not getting hit or putting the team down or anything. But yeah, Jorge, I hope you're not. I hope that's how you would say it. I like arcades. If you want, you can go all the way back to the very beginning of the stream where I play the arcade version. From Midway. That's more of your speed. That's why I keep things like... DVR, I think it's called, so you can go back and watch that instead. Spend like a good 20-30 minutes on the arcade version. Nice. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the cabinet distributor was Midway. At least that's the versions that I could find. I guess it's something we don't really think about, which is publishers back in the day. Although if you want to be technical about it, it's technically Namcot. But it's the same thing anyway. Well, was the same thing. You thank Bandai for that now. Okay, that wasn't on purpose. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay, well, it's time for Pac-Man World. Play that version of the original Pac-Man. But yeah. I guess started with Freedom Unite on the PSP, but I never played much of it, I just had it. It wasn't until Monster Hunter 3, I don't know, I think I got Monster Hunter 3 first, Ultimate, on 3DS. That's when I actually knew about the series, or learned about it, I guess. What a great time back then. What was that, like 2012? 13? Probably. Hurts a little to think about it. Honestly, I can't think of many games but by Bandai Namco off the top of my head. Thinking about it. And like Tales of series made by Bandai Namco. And sure, you can watch the intro. I mean, I've played this a billion times already. I thought it was pretty cool. I think the only Bandai stuff that I could name is, I think they do figures as well. I've seen their names on figures. But that's about it. Also, Dig Dug. Holy shit. Never realized that. Yeah, there you go. Maybe I just subconsciously tuned Bandai out just like you. I love Digimon. One day I'll have a Digimon game on stream. It's just They're mostly RPGs, and that's not very fun to watch. Maybe Digimon World 3 wouldn't be so bad. I do want to finish that someday. Because I never got to play through it as a kid. And we all know I'm not playing Digimon Story because we'd be here 100 episodes in, just farming, grinding. Much as I love the story games. What an odd scream. I remember hearing that. Fucking crazy. Alright. Also got a 3D version of the original, so could try that as well. I mean, we are on a CRT. I'm not using widescreen. Stereo. It's all fine. Gotta have my vibration on. Yeah, I don't know what's in store for Digimon. Well, you know what? The only thing they're making is a card game. They still don't have a release date, I don't think. And I forgot the name of it, but that's something, I guess. I don't know if it's going to be a mobile game. I would hope not. That would kill my interest. But yeah, I'd love to play a TCG that isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! For now. Not that I hate it, I just don't have anywhere else to play that isn't Master Duel, and I'm not doing that. Alright, classic. Now this is the version I played a hell of a lot, just because it was there, aside from like the main game. Holy eyesight. I'm seeing things. There we go. How loud is this gonna be? Oh well, if you want the arcade version again, there it is. 1980 is so insane to think about. But yeah. You'll have to enlighten me on who Daisuke is. Not that. I feel like somebody else before another stream was commenting about voice actresses at one point. Not very knowledgeable about that kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty loud. I won't lie to you. I think Japanese seiyuu are a whole lot better than Western voice actors, but that's just me. I'll give you that. But like the actual Satan, not Mr. Satan. I know there's a difference. There's like a whole universe of like the beginnings of Dragon Ball most people really don't know about. How'd I think about it? There you go. Man, how many new age shonen heads know about early Dragon Ball without the Z? Let alone just the Z. You know what? I think next list, or next rotation, will have a Dragon Ball game. I don't think we've ever played any. I know they're all going to be fighting games or RPGs, but it's something. There's plenty of them, too. Yeah, well, we all seem to be pretty old here, so I'm not surprised. But I think I'm happy I'm not the only one. The only one with bones creaking. What I'm trying to say. I don't watch GT. I just stopped because I guess I just stopped at some point in life. I just stopped right before maybe Boo Saga. Because I do remember Cell, so there's that. All I know is I really liked Piccolo, and that's about it. That was my icon. Not that it means much. I also watched Digimon, one of the original Digimon anime. Probably Adventure or some other shit. So I was more into Agumon than anything else. Not to mention the Pokemon anime. But I didn't have Pokemon toys, I had Digimon toys, so go figure. And then after that, I guess I just kind of drifted into good old Saturday morning cartoons. Is GT the one with like, was it Super Saiyan 4? The one with Goku has like red color scheme, red and black, and has like a tail. Is that the one where what's it called? What's a Dragon Ball game called? Fuck. The Final Bout? Is that where that one's based on? I think. Let me give it one more go. Having a good time here. But I've heard of Monster Rancher, I just never played it. Kinda wanted that cherry, but not gonna risk it. It's just the first level. I'm not dying just yet. And look, it just disappears. That's beautiful. I got nothing to say about that one. I don't know. I like that design. Slightly. I was reading, but alright. Now I wonder, sometimes when I talk, my mic doesn't pick it up because of the noise gate. So if you ever hear me repeat myself at the beginning of a sentence, that's probably why. Just something I noticed. Because I got the audio levels on my second screen right here, so I can see what's making noise and stuff like that, if it's too loud or too low. Anyway, tangent aside. I can always add Monster Rancher to the next rotation. I didn't mean to go again, whatever. Can you even quit this? I gotta reset the old-fashioned way? Yes, I do. Let me do that. It's not Nintendo, who gives a shit, okay. But yeah, I'm seeing I'm seeing discrepancies on the community poll, and what I'm gonna do is give it like a couple more days, maybe until we finish Fatal Frame. Hopefully, there's like an extra 2 more votes, just because it looks nicer, because it's a 10 and not an 8. But it's a tie, so doesn't matter. Some mazes. This is the 3D mazes, yeah. Is this difficulty? Probably. Marathon, yeah. Complete all mazes in the quest before trying marathon. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Fatal Frame to end so I can pick a game that wins in the poll. If none of the game wins, I'll just play both at a certain point in time. Love this little tune, this pirate track in the background. Yeah, it matters. And, right. So far it's a tie. Like I said, just one more person come in. I'd hate for it to be a 9 because that's an odd number and it looked weird on my dashboard. But it's fine. It's not the first time we've had a tie too, surprisingly. I think what I did last time is just play whatever of the two I liked better. Well, like I said, play both too. That doesn't really affect me. But if it happens to be an RPG, which it looks like it might be, I might just have to, like, holy shit. I might just have to wait until I finish. Gotcha, bitch. Until I finish Sakura Wars on the Sega Saturn. I'm playing through that. And it won't take too long. I'm trying to get all endings too, and it's not going to take too long either. I just don't want to overcommit of playing too many games at once. I'm trying to finish too many games at once. Estival Versus isn't that bad. It's actually relaxing, kinda. You know, it's nice on the eyes, if anything. So I guess that one's not too much of an issue. Well, damn. I knew there was camera controls. It's much better. Let's see, kind of like that. Fatal Frame, I don't think we're that far off. Seems like a good climax moment that we're at. Ninja Gaiden would take longer than the RPG, surprisingly, or JRPG. I might be good at it, like very, but it's still suffering for the sake of suffering. So. Especially on the higher difficulties, it's frustrating, to say the least. But I've already beat all three on very hard, at least. So I know I can do it. But the problem is, how long is it going to take for me to get past specific areas? Oh, that's fine. You got a vacation or something? Let's see, it's May. Can't really think of much. But you will be missed. I think we can get the finish Fatal Frame by, like, yeah, Saturday. The one stream. One Saturday stream. We wouldn't have to worry about missing anything big and important. Universal is pretty nice. I've been there about twice, maybe. It was like maybe a decade ago. Disney ain't so bad either. I like Disney. It's probably, what is it, Epcot? That's in Florida. That was pretty good. Legoland is pretty nice too. I guess that's the whole point of Orlando at this point. At this stage. Give me that. Camera was a little too close. That's the hood button. The pause. Damn. Well, it's got some good rides. None that I can really think of on the top of my head that might still be alive there. I can't tell you about roller coasters or anything that big because I'm not getting on that shit. But I did have fun going anyway. It's certainly worth going for the experience of, like, you know, like separate, different rides from Disney. Although I would say Disney's not much of a ride place and it's more of a experience, like a walk around experience. I guess it's different in that sense. How many? I'm gonna go up. Damn. Good luck with that. You didn't pay me to go in any of that stuff. I mean, if it's too high in the air, I'm probably not even gonna think about it. Not exactly afraid of heights, more so that I'm afraid of being on a platform that isn't stable. And heights. This was in Houston somewhere. There was like a fair or whatever. And there was a ride that was super fucking tall. It was one of those things where it's a bunch of seats suspended by ropes, and the whole thing spins every seat around. But it was so fucking tall that you could see the entire, almost the entire city or whatever, and the whole coastline or whatever. And the only thing holding you is a damn seatbelt and whatever else. I don't even remember if they had like a whole like mechanical arm thing holding you down. But my legs were dangling and I was dying inside. With nothing to hang on to but my goddamn self. So I'm never doing that again. Yeah, swing thing. Each seat is like suspended by a rope and it starts swinging around. And because of the, I guess, centrifugal force or whatever, you know, the seats start to like spread out. You know what I mean? There were also single seats, I think, or maybe double seats, I don't remember. It's not something I want to remember. But it's still, you know, roller coaster is still much better than that, at the very least, I can say that. At least my feet and myself are like in a car. Very lightly covered one, but it's still something. You know, thinking back, I can't remember much about Universal. I think I saw the Hulk from a distance. I could be wrong, but I think there was a Men in Black thing. I'd just be misremembering. That's about it. I don't remember much about it. Probably only went once. a long, long time ago. Ow. Yeah, I was in Florida for many years. So I can understand that it's a bit of a given to ride some of this shit at least once. I do miss it, but I still prefer my small town experience here. Yeah, if I remember it correctly, the Men in Black thing was like a... I don't know why, the thing that comes to mind is that one scene in the first movie where Will Smith is shooting like the dummy targets, and he's explaining about why he shot the little girl alien. I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering. You know what, don't listen to me. I'm trying to play Pac-Man and talk like an idiot. I was more in Miami, so that's mostly, I guess, plains and kind of empty space. But it's still a big city. I'm more of a fan of, like, you know, getting to walk around, which you could do. You know, that wasn't really much of an issue, but it's still like a lot of things are very, very far. So I guess, yeah. That's not something I'm a big fan of. But it's fine. The whole point of streaming, I guess. Having somebody to interact with. Hey, it certainly beats sitting here talking to myself alone for like hours. Although, to be fair, if I was streaming alone and nobody shows up, I'm probably just ending the stream 20 minutes in. I'm not gonna sit here, waste my time. There you go, Pac-Man. Talking about him. Forgot about this stupid game over screen. Alright, well, this has been Pac-Man on a lot of systems, really. Let me give you the end screen. Yeah, that's great, actually. It's a little thing, but it helps with confidence, I should say. So yeah, I got nothing right now, to be honest with you. Yeah, we talked about what's gonna happen tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday is gonna be a special thing. Try to make it special. But yeah. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Always love talking about old shit. Makes me feel older. Unfortunately, but that's also fun in and of itself. So. Usually I just yap at the end. I don't think before I say things by this point. But yeah. I'm watching like the demo reel of fucking Pac-Man World in the background. Whatever. Good night, and you know, have fun in Universal, and Jorge, thank you. Some extra lore here and stuff. Hopefully I'll see you guys again next time. Goodbye.